welcome to art. This is our Banksy inspired art that we will be making, and this is day one of our project. So it is made with chalk and charcoal, which are very messy materials. So we want to make sure before we get started today that you remove any jewelry or anything you're wearing that could get messy so that you don't mess it up. I've taken off my watch and my ring I was wearing. If you have sleeves, make sure you roll them up. To start, you're gonna need 3 pieces of printer paper. And these are the 3 pieces you're gonna get to experiment for the background. Now, when you do this, you wanna be thoughtful about what you're doing because you only get 3 pieces of paper and then you'll have to choose one that you like. First one, I would just choose 2 stencils to start and then you can get more experimental as you go. This way you can pick one that's more simple if that's the one that turns out good. So I'm gonna show you how I made this one to start. For this one, I used these 2 stencils. You will have plenty to choose from at your tables, so you can go through those. So I'm going to put 2 of my papers off to the side and start with this stencil. Again, we are using chalk today, so it's going to be messy, so don't mind getting messy, it'll be okay. We'll wash our hands at the end. So to get that one, I kind of centered my stencil. You want to make sure you hold your paper still and then pick your color. If it's a little dirty looking, you might need a piece of scrap paper. And if you rub this on the scrap paper, it will get off the weird colors that are on it. Holding my paper still, and I'm just going to drag this across until my image starts appearing. If you need to adjust this hand, you can hold the other hand lifted up, move it. So that's my first texture. And then for my second texture, I used green. And I used this one on the back. Again, putting it underneath my paper. And I'm gonna clean off my chalk. Holding it still and dragging my chalk across. All right, so that's how I made my Be Kind one. I'm gonna show you a couple experimental ones. I'm just gonna start with this one here and pick my color. Be careful because once your fingers get chalk on them, they could leave fingerprints. It's not that big of a deal today because we can cover it up, but just be careful in general while doing this project. And I am just going to layer these in a bunch of crazy ways, see where it goes. See if I like it. If you don't like it, that's okay, we're experimenting. All right, I'm gonna be done with this one. I really like the way it turned out. I might end up using this one. Something I forgot to do was write my name. Please don't forget because these will get very confusing to figure out whose is whose next week. All right, I'm gonna call this one done. So now I have 3 to choose from. And I'm thinking I'm gonna go with this one, but next time you will make sure you decide which one you like the best. These are gonna go in the drying rack because they're crazy messy and they will smear. At the end of this project, I will spray a workable fixative. It's a spray that makes it permanent so that it will not smear once we show at the art show or you take it home. So now that I've done this, I will have baby wipes for you guys. You're going to wipe off your hands. Let me do that real quick. Once those are on the drying rack, you'll have a couple things to think about for next time. So you'll get a paper, you'll get to keep this one for yourself, It has the pictures of all the stencils that I bought, and you're gonna circle your favorite ones. Keep in mind, you're also going to write a message. So mine says be kind, and it's kind of a play on words because there's a B. Yours does not have to be a play on words, but you need a message. So I will have a list of words for you to choose from, different messages you can decide on and combine them with the symbol. And I have stencils that I've ordered that are just the letters themselves so that you can spell out things big with the big stencils. Right now I don't have those letters yet, so I'm going to just choose from here a phrase, but you will be able to choose from a list of phrases. You need to choose one from the list or run it by me first so that I know what message you're sending. I am now going to make sure that this goes in my folder. Write your name on it too so that I know whose it is in case it gets lost, so you know your choices. And next time we will get to start stenciling these on our backgrounds that we made. Welcome to art. Today we are on day 2 of our Banksy project. Today we are going to start by choosing our background paper and adding some of the stencils we chose last time. So the first thing I want to do is look through my 3 papers and see which one I like the best. And I was kind of thinking this one last time, so that's what I'm going to do. These 2 you can save for something else, or you can throw them away. It's up to you. Now that I've chosen this, I need to go grab my stencils. So I will have each table come and grab their stencils they're going to use. If we have repeats of people wanting to use the same one and it's at someone else's table, you can use the other ones you've chosen until that one's available. So I have mine picked out, and today we're going to be using super messy charcoal. This is kind of a fancier material because in college I used it a lot, but it's very messy. So basically it's very dusty and it can get on a lot of things, but it's okay because we're going to clean our hands, and you will be using your hands to blend this. So be comfortable with being messy. We are going to start by using our word. So my word's already spelled out, and if you chose one of these, it will already be spelled out for you. But if you are going to spell out your own word with the letters, you need to do that first so you know where they're going to fit. And I think I kind of want this like off center here. You want to hold it with one hand just like before. And you're going to kind of color with the charcoal a little bit and then blend it out with your finger. That way you don't have to color in the whole letter. Say it's going to be messy. That's okay. And if your stencil has something like kind of flimsy, you want to be gentle around it, or you might accidentally get charcoal underneath that part. Before I lift this up, I want to make sure everything's blended how I want it to look. And I think I'm going to put these symbols up here somewhere else. So before I pick this up, you're going to make sure the trash can is on your table. Remove this. Put it to the side, and then you're going to kind of shake this into the trash can like this. Okay, and the dust will fall off into the trash can. I'm doing it on here because I can't really put a trash can up here in front of the camera. Make sure you really dust that off into the trash so that all the remaining pieces are off. Keep from doing that because I just smeared some of my design. If you do that on accident, it's okay. Also be careful with fingerprints. You can already see I have one there. I'm just going to continue now that I have my word on the paper. I'm going to continue adding all the symbols I've chosen. And if you have multiple at your table, you could even kind of mess around with the design before you add it. Alright, I like the way this looks. Gonna take it off, shake it into the trash can. Now, we are going to take a break from this because depending on how much time we have, you may be able to get further, you may not be as far. When it's time to clean up, we'll clean up, and then if you have more work to do, we will do that next time on day 3. Welcome to day 3 of our art project inspired by Banksy. I only have a couple more stencils to add this time. So I wanted to add these hearts somewhere. Actually, I think I'm going to start with this symbol. Again, you're adding some charcoal and then blending. Shaking it into the trash can. All right, I like the way this looks. I'm gonna stop there. It is important that you know when to stop because you can make it too busy and crazy and then the message kind of gets lost. So I like the way this looks. I'm gonna be done. This will go on the drying rack again, and I will spray it with that spray I was talking about where it'll make it permanent and it won't get messed up anymore. Make sure that you clean your hands with the baby wipes again. So this is our completed Banksy artwork.